Hi everybody and welcome to the December Q&A video right here on the good old Web Designer 18 YouTube channel. I'm Andrew Rhodes and it is a pleasure to be here. Hope you all have had a wonderful and fulfilling holiday season so far. As for me, I'm pretty much crazy, but my good old friend Dr. Pepper here and I are pretty much, we're good. We're very good. Yes. So my good old friend off screen here, Dr. Pepper, and I are pretty much set to deal with whatever the holidays have yet in store for me. Besides work Thursday morning, and yeah, there is that. But anyway, you're here for the Q&A video, and I'm so glad to be able to bring this to you this month on Christmas Eve of all times. That's when I'm recording it, and it's going up on Christmas Day. So by the time you're viewing this, it is Christmas Day. Although for you over on the other side of the world, it'll technically be the 26th, but look, nobody's perfect, okay? I can only do so much. I'm one person, and I'm one very tired person. I'm not going to lie. This holiday season has been a massive pain in my ass, and it just does not seem to want to get any better. But I digress. I mean, I still got Christmas presents to wrap yet, so that says something. I mean, I got my mom's over here in the corner I got to wrap when I'm done doing this. I'm wrapping presents, so I got a lot on my plate yet before the night is done. Okay, so what am I diving into this time? Well, I have the questions over here to my right, as well as my laptop, making sure that I'm not going to suddenly get busted into Windows. Don't need that damn screensaver coming up. And as you notice, my background here is pretty kicking cool. I have been experimenting a bit here on my YouTube channel with some interesting stuff, so whether or not I got it to come up on the background here is questionable. If not, look forward to it once I master it. Ooh, master. Yeah, I know. Okay, so let's take a look at the Q&A questions for this month, shall we? I know I have a lot of them, so there's a lot to do. And if you see me moving every now and then, I'm moving my legs so they don't cramp up on me, because I'm kind of sitting Indian style, half on my bed, half off onto my chair here. So it's a small room, okay? It's very small. Okay, so I got like a bunch of questions, actually. Wow, this is the first. There's a lot of questions. And December is a good month, isn't it? Okay, so let's start off here at the top. So what are my thoughts on either side of the music genres? Classical, Baroque, or 70s through 90s music? Okay, I'm just going to go back to this. My main radio station I listen to plays stuff from the 80s, the 90s. So what does that tell you? I'm more of an 80s and 90s type of person. The radio station that my alarm clock set to plays 80s, 90s, and now. One of my favorite things that I try to catch every week is Backtracks USA, which plays a lot of 80s and 90s music. There's Backtracks USA, that's the 80s, and then there's Backtracks USA that does the 90s. I try to catch them, but Saturdays don't want to do the podcast, so it doesn't always pan out that way. I'm going to have to soon change the recording date of the podcast just so that I can get to listen to that more. But then I fall asleep and everything else, so there is that. Yeah, so that is a lot of fun there. Took that out of the way. So yeah, it's pretty much that. Okay, what's my next question here? Okay, well, I guess I elaborate a little more on that. Yes, I'm not a huge fan of classical music. That's more my mom's style. She's the classical music nut. She'll listen to that crap. I can't stand that stuff. So there is that. As far as that's pretty much, I guess, it. Yeah. Seriously, that's probably much about it. So yeah, I'm more of the 70s to 90s, but leaning more towards the 80s myself, so there's that. What else we got? Your fondest / favorite Christmas memory? Holy hell, that's, wow. That's actually a good question. This will be my 30th Christmas that I've celebrated. That's a damn good question. Fondest or favoriteest Christmas memory? I really don't. I mean, the only one that kind of come close. So let me see if I can reach him without breaking half a dozen things here. Barely. Uno momento, por favor. Come here, you little bastard. Almost got it. Got it. All right. Reach for it. That'd be when I got my little buddy here. I think it would be one of my favorite Christmas memories. This is my oldest stuffed animal. He is a little worn here in the corner, head here a little bit. But he is my oldest and dearest buddy. No, this is his original outfit. When I first got him, he was butt naked. I've since put clothes on him every now and then. My mom and I found this. We were digging an outfit out years ago because a friend of ours, her niece was expecting some kids, and my mom's like, "Oh, here, we'll give her some of your old clothes from when you were a baby. She might appreciate them." She did, and this is one of them that we kept because it was given to us by a relative. It's like, no, but we'll keep this because it fits the stuffed animal just perfectly. This little guy's name is Tyler. He's my oldest and dearest buddy. I actually, I want to say this. He stays on my bed 90% of the time. Yeah, I got him. I was like 5 years old. I had no brothers or sisters, so for me, this was my friend. I had one of those My Buddy dolls. The less said about that, the better. I had a lot of fun with it, but then something happened to it, and I don't ever want to touch it again. It ripped, literally. It just ripped, and yeah, not a good thing. No. And doesn't help that one uncle makes a comment about it when I'm like, oh, look, it ripped. Yeah, no, that didn't work. So anyway, this is my little buddy Tyler. Him and I have been around for a long time. I've had him since I was like 5 years old, like 4 or 5. I think it was 5. I think I got him I would have got him in kindergarten because that's what I named him after my one classmate. So yeah, he has been with me since I was like 5, so a good 25 years I've had him. He is still in one piece. I have to refluff him up a bit. His arms are a little noodly and everything else, but he's a lot of fun. It's my oldest and dearest buddy right here is this little guy. And I got him for Christmas. I came down Christmas morning, and he's just sitting right there on the floor in front of all the presents. And I'm just like, oh, cool, there's a teddy bear here. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, that's your teddy bear. And I was just like, that's my teddy bear. And I was ecstatic about it. So I was like, yeah. So this little guy is one of my fondest memories. Definitely for Christmas. Definitely. So put him off to the side here so that he can relax. I'm going to throw him off to the side there. I didn't mean to do that purposely, but yeah. So that's one of my fondest memories because I got him for Christmas. So he's a lot of fun. Because when I was a kid, I just did everything with him. So it's like I would basically it was here I have stuffed animals. So it's like I'm talking to myself. No, he's talking to the stuffed animal. I'm watching TV with it. I played games with it. I hung out with it. It was my best friend for the longest time growing up. I'm not even gonna lie. So that says something. But yeah, that'd be my fondest. As far as favoritist goes, I really couldn't say. Because Christmas with... Let me put it this way. Christmas with my family for years was basically hide in a room, relatives are coming, and then when the relatives leave, or at a certain point, we would pop in a movie and we'd all watch a movie together. But then the relatives would come by and it's like, yeah, the relatives are up, so keep your mouth shut. Don't interrupt the grown-ups. Just watch the movie. And my one uncle was the one that got a lot of the movies. So what he did was he would get, because we would rent them from Blockbuster, and he would rent a movie for me to watch that I could watch in separate rooms. Like, oh yeah, here, look, here's cartoons. That's how I watched the original Transformers movie from 1986. I had watched it originally as a VHS tape, like Thanksgiving, because we did that then too. And so that would happen. But I guess one of my most fondest Christmas memories is him, but favorite I really couldn't narrow down. So yeah, that's about as best I can give on that one. Okay, so what are some channels that I would consider reviewing? Because there are some that are on this list here that are duplicating, because really appreciate the questions from the one person and their second channel, but again, duplicating the questions here doesn't help, especially when it's 3 separate questions and they're duplicated. So there's that. But no offense. That's why I try to catch them all. So there's that. So basically, the next question and the one down the road here, what other YouTube channels would I like to review? Basically, like small YouTube channels, some bigger ones, things like that. I don't know, technically. It's basically whatever tickles my fancy. If I think, hey, this is a channel that a lot more people should know about, I'll say something about it. Or, hey, this is a channel that I think is really interesting. Let me talk about it. I'll do that. It's not so much, here, let me give you about 6 or 7 channels I want you to look at and tell me your thoughts and do a review on it. As nice as that works, the downside is that I have to watch them. So if I don't like them, then I'm going to give an honest opinion of it. And if I don't like it, I feel like I'm going to be pissing people off. And I try not to do too many of those, because with YouTube, you have to be careful now what you say in regards to what they would consider attacks on other people. So like, I couldn't say, look, this channel sucks, and I give a reason why, because they might consider it, oh, you're attacking my channel, or you're attacking me personally, and then I have to go through that whole ordeal of, no, I'm not. Honest to God, I'm not. It's just, this is my honest opinion of your channel as a whole. It's one of the 5 reasons why I didn't touch the Nostalgia Critic over on Channel Awesome, because I just couldn't. I could not find a single nice thing to say, and I still can't. It's not that I just want to watch channels that I can only say good things about. I would like to try to balance the scale here. It's mostly if I find a channel that I don't like, I'm basically literally rolling the dice on, oh, is this going to be one of those channels that's going to end up getting me thrown off of YouTube because I'm saying something bad about it? It's constructive criticism, I'm being honest, but I could technically be considered offending you. So I don't know. Another thing that I want to start, because I'm not going to get a chance to review any other channels yet before 2019 ends, because the rest of this week for me is fucked up. Massively fucked up. I'm not even joking on that. But as far as 2020 is concerned, I do plan on doing some more like channel reviews in that. So what I'm going to do is I will reach out and I will give the channel a heads up, like, hey, I'd like to review you, because I'm working on like some basic information that I could use for that. Like, okay, like when did you start? What's the main focus of your channel, stuff like that. That way I have a starting point in a way to try to gauge how it goes. Plus just watching some of the videos and going, okay, so this is about what your channel is good at. But if it's like different videos, like let's say, I'll use Phantom Strider as an example, because he does multitudes of videos, but his main focus is cartoon reviews and movie reviews and stuff like that. I'll go, okay, so like, what's the basis of your channel? Something like that. And just gives me a general thing. This also just lets them know, hey, if I don't like it, I'm going to explain to you why. As I want to try to change up how I review it a bit. instead of me just coming out half-assed and going, yeah, this channel sucks because, or this channel is good because, I kind of want to make it a little different in a way, but it's still, I'm panning and fanning everything out here to try to find a good middle ground on it all. So it's not set in stone yet, so don't take it as, oh, that's, he's going to be doing it. I'm working it out in my head yet, so stuff's going to change on that. But yeah. What stuff do you use to soundproof your room to make rant videos, making sure the neighbors don't hear you? That's the funny part. I don't soundproof my room. Where I live at is basically what most would consider a rural area or the countryside. We are used to tractor trailer trucks up and down the street all day long. We are used to sirens from the fire department literally across the street from me going off at any given time. We are used to loud noises around here up to a certain decibel range. With my neighbors, the one Thursday night with the freaking Eagles game, blaring his radio to the point that it was like my ear was right at the speaker. That was too loud. I could hear it. It was pissing off the neighborhood. I wasn't alone in it. As far as, me yelling and screaming, I can yell really loud. For my rant videos, what you're hearing is me yelling is the volume on the microphone mostly being increased. Basically, my yelling is equivalent to me having like a television up to like maybe 60 decibels and I'm watching an action flick. That's about my range of loudness, and that's saying something. Plus, my room's kind of already soundish proof in its own way from the outside, but I mean, I'd really, really have to yell, and like every like now and then the neighbors aren't going to get pissed about it. It's like, I'm not screaming for 5 hours constantly, or I'm not shouting obscenities every 20 minutes. I'm not disturbing them as opposed to, oh, here, let me, make a shit ton of noise just to piss you people off, or just because, oh, I'm outside and I figure nobody's going to care. That's what I kind of get annoyed by. Plus, like the fireworks and that are randomly done because it's the country. Everybody can just shoot fireworks off, apparently, is what they think. And it's like, no, you idiots. Don't do that. That makes a little too much noise, so there is that aspect as well. I have thought about soundproofing my room a bit. I actually watched a DIY perks video on how to soundproof your room, and there is a whole bunch of YouTube videos to do that. I just haven't gotten A, around to it, B, the money up to get the materials for it, C, really giving a rat's ass about it, and D, really just giving a rat's ass about it. Because, as I said, most of the yelling I do is about equivalent to me just raising my voice a couple octaves and a couple decibels to, well, basically a couple decibels. Octaves, what the hell I came up with that. But a couple decibels higher, and it's the microphone that's picking up more of it because I'm closer to the microphone. So that's where you're getting a lot of the loudness from. Because if you turn on, I have like my volume, I think I have it on my speaker right now. Okay, it's at 70% on mine, on my laptop here. I usually hover about anywhere between 50 to 70 on my computer, on my laptop here. Sometimes 40, depending on how loud I know the video is. But otherwise, if it's something that I know it's going to be loud, I will turn the volume down when I'm fixing up the video. So what you're hearing is mostly your audio, your speaker volume being maxed out, your YouTube volume meter being maxed out, and me just going and the microphone picking it up. So, because this is about a 90 strength I have it set at, and the other one that I use for my podcast, I have about the same. So they're not at 100% anymore, so they're not blowing out your speakers or anything. But it's mostly just volume on your end, volume on your YouTube thing, and the fact that I'm closer to the microphone, so it's picking up my voice is louder, and I'm basically not talking any louder than this, or occasionally maybe this, or god damn it, something like that. It's not like I'm going massively loud or something. So yeah, but as far as soundproofing my room, I really don't. It's mostly just the neighbors tolerate it because, let's face it, I mean, I'm not doing it all the time. I'm not doing it to piss people off. It's like once in a blue freaking moon, or once every couple weeks, or once or twice a week. And most of the time, they can't hear me. I mean, my grandfather said when I was growing up that he could hear my radio all the way up at the intersection from where we live in the middle of the night during the summer, and I still call bullshit on that. Because I actually did an experiment with that and had my radio on. I walked across the street to the fire department in the parking lot, had the window open and everything, and I couldn't even hear my radio at all. There was no traffic on the road. There was no sounds, and I could not hear my radio at all. I mean, I got like little blurps in the distance, but then again, that's about all I get. So it's literally like, oh, okay, somebody's got a radio on, and you can hear that. That's basically about what I consider my voice to be, you know, in the neighborhood. It's just like, oh, look, okay, I can hear something, but it's not pissing me off. I can drown it out with something else. Plus, a lot of the other neighbors around me have air conditioning, windows that, you know, they can shut their windows, turn on the air conditioning, turn on the heaters, turn up their televisions, blare their music louder. And for them, me yelling, they're not hearing it. But it's basically, oh, look, because I don't have air conditioning. I live kind of in an ice box. So when it comes to summer and winter, it's a pain in the ass when I have to hear it. And it's blaring so loud that it's waking me up and that I'm like uncomfortable in my own room. Then we have an issue. Otherwise, it's just, we put up with it. There is a noise ordinance in our township. I abide by it. Most of the time, I'll make sure that if I'm recording a rand video, and it's done by a certain time. So, yeah. But to answer the main question, I don't soundproof my room. I don't. I haven't yet. I've thought about it, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Okay. Let's see here. Do I know that dreams can take the form of cartoons, real life, or book illustrations? Actually, no, I didn't. I know you can have lucid dreams. You can train yourself to have lucid dreams where everything can seem real. And there are videos on YouTube, and there are a few books that actually can teach you how to do that as a way to kind of mentally prepare yourself for life. But no, I did not know that you could, the dreams could take on those forms. So that is kind of interesting to know. I did not know that. What are my thoughts on podcasts and shows that deal in one thing? Like a podcast that talks about only aspects from a certain show or series. That's actually a good question. Because my supervisor at work kind of listens to one, and they do a lot of, I don't really know how to word it so much. I know there's like a hockey one that he listened to. I think it was like Ice Pucks or something, or Puck Heads, I think. So there's that. But to each their own, basically. It goes under my motto. Eventually you're going to have, they're going to run out of something. Either what they're talking about, they're just going to have to come up with newer stuff for, really dive deep into the lore, mythology, mythos, what have you. Or they're going to have to try their damnedest to figure out something else down the road. So mostly it could be, oh, look, we're having this video, or today we're going to be discussing this aspect of this show or series, or hey, like, I know there's a Jurassic Park podcast. I haven't actually listened to a whole episode of it, but I have heard snippets. I know there's a Super Sentai one. There's a Kamen Rider one. There is a Power Rangers one, apparently. I didn't know about that till recently. Like the CU podcast, I listen to that every now and then. I haven't actually listened to that now in about a year. I really should get back. I mean, besides clips on that Pat puts up on YouTube, I really got to get back onto that. I really missed that. That was a fun way to kill a Thursday night. I have got to get back on that. Well, I think the issue with that was I couldn't download it without jumping through like a shit ton of hoops anymore. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I couldn't do that. Basically, it's fine because I don't really have much of an issue with it, but at the same time, I always think of it like a double-edged sword. Like, at some point, you're going to run out of whatever you're talking about, and you're going to have to find something else. Or you're really going to have to be extremely knowledgeable in what you're talking about. Hence why my podcast, I pretty much just talk about anything. As long as it doesn't violate the 2 credos I have on my channel that I won't talk about, I pretty much will talk about anything. If it's a bad movie, bad toy, a piss poor TV show, anime stuff, I will talk about that till I'm blue in the face. It's not that I have a tremendous amount of knowledge in all of this. It's, oh, look, it's just stuff that I know, and it changes all the time. So there's always new stuff that's getting, put on here. It's not like I'm talking squarely about one particular topic. Like, oh, I'm going to do an entire podcast on Yu-Gi-Oh!, which there is one, I know that. But I'm using it as an example. Or, oh, I'm going to do an entire, GameCube podcast. Here's a podcast on the Nintendo GameCube. We're going to talk about, some of the obtuse games for the GameCube, or some of these strange games that came out. What was one of my favorite games for the Nintendo GameCube? Those are like little segments that you would have on, or you'd really have to dive really headlong deep. Yeah, I'm not saying that my podcast is perfect, or any of them are, but one that deal with one particular thing, you're eventually going to burn the candle out. It's going to run out. And it'll happen sooner than you think, depending on how much there is to talk about. Hence why with Pat and Ian on the CU podcast, they usually do video games, movies. Occasionally they'll talk about TV shows and stuff like that. So, yeah. But either way, I kind of think it's a double-edged sword, personally. So there is that. Let's see here. There, I got that. Let's see. This is a repeated question here. My thoughts on classical music, or okay, it's not really the same, but similar. Thoughts on classical music or stage works like opera or musicals. I hate musicals with a fucking passion. There's three that get a pass for me, just barely get a pass. Phantom of the Opera is one that I like. That is technically a musical in its own right, but that's one. It's an opera and a musical, so it gets a pass. Little Shop of Horrors, even though it's a musical, it's a good musical, but still it's a musical, but it's one that I can stand. And the third one is the Even Stevens TV show musical, that episode. There is that. I know a lot of people are probably going to think, oh, but Andrew's going to say High School Musical. Yeah, I liked High School Musical. And then it just started getting really fucking annoying, fast. But yeah, I'm not a fan of classical or opera music, so I agree with that. If they're magical to you, that's fine. Be my guest. Whatever floats your boat at night. For me, I just, I don't like classical music. I never liked it. To me, it basically is like white noise. It's static. It's all it is. It's just static to me. I don't like it. I never did like it. It annoys me to no end. That's what it is to me. It's white noise. I can understand it. I feel it. I don't like it. I never did. As far as operas are concerned, Phantom of the Opera is technically one of the few operas I actually like. That is saying something, because I am not a fan of opera at all. Even people, there's a joke that even people in the opera don't want to be at the opera. That's, I swear, probably true, but I just can't prove it. But yeah. Since you like games, what are some you have beaten? Ooh, that's actually a good one. Custom Robo Arena, Golden Sun, Dark Dawn, and Lost Age. Tales of Symphonia. Pokemon. Sapphire, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Coliseum. Yeah, I beat Coliseum. Yeah. Wait, did I beat Coliseum? Yeah, I beat Coliseum. I beat Coliseum. Yeah. Yeah, because that's how I got the Pokemon from it. Yeah. Pearl and White. Those are the ones that I beaten from that. Played a lot of Game Boy Advance games growing up. Metabots AX, Metabee, that other Metabots game that came out that was really stupid. Well, no, actually, wait, no. I can't consider that one. I can't consider that second Metabots one because I actually fucked up the thing and the trigger wouldn't click. So technically, I didn't beat that one because I couldn't progress the story any further after I beat the Robo gang. So I forgot about that. No, I can't count that one. There's a few game. Zoid's Legacy. I beat that. There was another Zoids game for the Game Boy Advance that was pretty cool. I beat that one. Oh god, there's so many other games. I didn't beat Wind Waker because I stopped after a while. PlayStation 2 games, I beat a few of them, but not all. Oh, I beat Dot Hack, Infection, Mutation, Outbreak, and Quarantine. I beat all 4 of those. Oh, wait. Yeah, the main story I beat. I didn't beat the extra shit at the end, but the main story I beat. Yeah. Oh yeah, the main story I beat in Quarantine. I just didn't beat the bonus. Oh look, you can go get me a fight. I didn't beat that, but I did beat the main story. So there's that. Lego Star Wars, the prequels. Oh yeah, I didn't get this. I didn't get the second one. There's a bunch. I played Sagas to beat that. All 3 of the Legacy of Goku games. Would you consider 2-person fighter game? Sort of that way, because then I beat Soul Calibur too. Yeah, I've beaten a lot of games basically. I don't have an entire list of them in front of me, but I have beaten them. IGPX for the PS2, I beat that, and I did. I actually won the final race too. They said that was impossible. That was bullshit. I beat it. I feel like there's a couple that I'm. Oh, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. I beat that for the Game Boy Advance. There's a lot of games. Oh, Zone of the Ender. That was the freaking one I beat in a weekend. I remember that. Bought it on a Friday, beat it on a Saturday. That was a waste of a weekend. Swear to God, if I would have beat that Friday night, I would have been pissed. Yu Yu Hakusho, the first one for the Game Boy Advance, not the tactical one. I couldn't beat the tactical one to save my ass. Other ones have I beaten? I don't know, that's one I really have to sit down, go back through the list of games that I know I've played and really sit down and think, did I beat this one? I mean, completing the main story objectives and just not beating the bonus shit, I've beaten a lot. But including the bonus shit, the list gets narrowed down a bit. Well, substantially, actually, but still. Because I beat Mega Man Battle Network 2 and Battle Network 3 and Battle Network 6. I just didn't beat all the bonus shit with it. Some of which you actually can't because the damn game's not compatible anymore with certain features, or they're locked out now because of it being so old. So there was that. But yeah, there's a lot of games I played. Well, Kingdom Hearts 2, I beat that one. I didn't beat the original, but yeah, I'd actually have to sit down and think about that. But that was a damn good question. Thank you. That was a good question. Who's your favorite musical artist, dead or alive, working today? Oh, I like Weird Al. Oh, sorry about that. I'm a little tired from work yet. My body's not adjusting. I like Weird Al's music. I basically just, where did I put it in here? Anything that's on this, I like. Mostly anime openings, snippets of stuff. I got Weird Al on here. Lori Morgan, I got like 2 of her songs on here. I was a huge nut of hers growing up. Meatloaf. I got a Train song on here. I think there's like I think I have a Disturbed song, like 1 or 2 Disturbed songs. Sonata Arcadia is on here. I have a few of that. That I got into because of AMVs, animated music videos. I got into Sonata Arcadia. That's actually pretty cool. My Celine, Kingdom for a Heart. Those are some pretty good songs. Yeah, basically it's just, I can't tell you like a whole bunch of them, but I mean like ones that I've listened to that I know the names of the artists. I mean, the Backstreet Boys I was kind of a fan of for a while. Like I said, Weird Al, Meatloaf, In Sync for a bit. Yeah, it's mostly just that, so. Let's see here. Okay, kind of already answered that one. Okay, here we go. Which streaming services are going to either win or lose in the so-called streaming service war? Now, technically, you should just call it the streaming war, but sure, we'll go with that. So actually the last question, too. Wow. Damn, I went through all those already. Oh, yeah. Oh, damn, I did. Figure. Wow. So, who do I think is going to win? I really am sorry about that. Who do I think is going to win the streaming service war? Probably. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a massacre. We have Netflix that's pretty much been dominating it for the longest time. Then you had Disney that was doing their part, and now is suddenly jumping into the fray with their own shit. Then you have Hulu, and that's just counting the main ones. So you got Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus. You have Apple TV's coming out with theirs. HBO Max is coming out. So you have Star, Showtime. The problem is that we're going to get, like I said before, I think it was that rant video I did of it, we're going to have a similarity to the .com era where everybody's going to have their own goddamn streaming service. And what's going to happen is it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it's just going to pop. You're going to have this massive bursting of the bubble where nobody's going to give a rat's ass anymore. I mean, you got Crunchyroll that does streaming service of anime. Then you have Funimation now that does streaming service. Viz has one, I'm pretty sure. Like, there's so many of them. You have Verve, which is pretty much, I think, owned by Funimation. You got Tubi. I mean, hell, my Roku player alone has a crap ton. ABC, CBS, NBC, they all have their own versions. You have streaming services for the non-basic cable channels like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney, not counting their Disney Plus, just regular Disney Channel, Go, Discovery Channel, TLC, TNT, TBS, USA, FX, FXX. They all have their own channel. I mean, there's like 4 or 5 of them, I think, for one. I know the British Broadcasting System has like 3 for their programs. There's like Acorn, BritBox, and something else that handles literally their programs. There's half a dozen of them depending upon what you're looking for. There's FilmRise. Shout Factory's gotten into the fray, but then again, they mostly did a lot of stuff they would piggyback. Well, actually, no. Well, that's the thing. They and Tubi are actually entwined with one another, so you can pull up like Shout Factory stuff on Tubi, and you can still pull it up yet on Shout Factory's thing themselves. YouTube TV is a thing, so YouTube has their own version. Facebook video, I guess you consider that streaming service at this point. Might as well. This is going to start charging. This is like anything you charge money for, I would consider a streaming service. Hence why you can't consider. That was an interesting thing because my mom's like, well, YouTube's a streaming service. I'm like, no, it's not. Because you watch YouTube for free. There's no money changing hands unless you want to buy a movie. YouTube TV, you have to pay money for. But most of the other ones, like, oh yeah, no, you can watch this stuff for free. You just gotta wait like a week, which is fine by me. Like, that's how I watch Shark Tank. I wait a goddamn week, and it's like, oh yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. Boom, issue, problem done. Oh, look, I just gotta wait a week. Okay, not a problem. And then Shark Tank's up. I wait a week, then I watch it. I don't talk to anybody about the show. What the hell? 90% of the time I watch YouTube anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. But there is that, so you have that and that. Who I think is going to win this is nobody, basically. There's not going to be a winner in this. There's going to be a shit ton of losers, if anything. This is one of those things where you could literally be standing upon the fence, looking out at the battlefield, and you can see every single corpse, every body that is slain. You have Netflix over here with their head buried in the sand. Disney Plus is buried over there. Hulu, Crunchyroll, and Crackle are all over there, like kind of in a triangle, like they tried to slice each other down and they just all fell at the same time. That's the main issue that I have with this, that there's so many of them that it's either we're going to just lose out on it in general, or there's not really going to be a winner here. And I'm going with there's really not going to be a winner, because there isn't going to be. There's no way we're going to get a winner in this, and if we do, heaven help us at that point if we do. That's what it is. All right, that was the last question, so I'm double checking it here, but Yep. Yeah, that was the last question. Wow, believe it or not, that was the final question. So, yeah, cool. All right, so, let's see when we want to do this for January, provided I survive the second Thanos snap. I got lucky. I survived the first one. Let's see here. Show me January, please. January of 2020. Well, I know when I'm doing inventory at work, so that's not a good help. It doesn't tell me if I'm going to be doing overnights or overnight trips or not, so I don't know about that. You know what? Let's shoot for the last week in January. That would be the 26th or the 27th to have all the questions in by. And I'll record it on either the 28th or the 29th. Because then it can go up on the 30th at best. No, you know what? Yeah, this is about the best bet. No, you know what? Screw it. We'll go for the 25th, 26th. Have it in that weekend. That Saturday or Sunday. After the 26th, can't take them anymore. Then that way, I can at least record it quick. I can put up the questions. I can put up the Q. I can record the Q&A, and we're good to go. So yeah, 25th, 26th, that weekend. If I have to change it, I will let you know. Believe me, you'll be the first ones to be notified of it. But yeah, that's about what I'm setting up here. So yeah. In the meantime, thank you all for tuning in. Get another sip of my Dr. Pepper here. Damn good Dr. Pepper. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in for the December Q&A. Happy holidays to everybody, and thank you all so much for your continued support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell notification to be notified when new videos drop. Andrew Rants, plenty of those coming out. I actually recorded a few of them that I'm going to be putting up. A couple Andrew Discusses that I'm working on the theories for. I want to try to change up that format a little bit. I'm still working on it. Andrew Reviews, like I said, going to be retooling that for 2020. But yep, so look forward to the new stuff that I have coming out. And don't forget to check out and listen to the Absolutely Completely Random podcast uploaded every Sunday, or uploaded basically every weekend here on YouTube. I have to work Sunday morning, I upload it on a Saturday. If I have to work Saturday morning, it gets uploaded on a Saturday night. Either way, it gets uploaded. Trust me. You will not go without the podcast. I am not that cruel of a person. Until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been the monthly Q&A. You ask them, I answer them. Thank you, everybody, and have a great holiday, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, everybody. Bye. Oh, wait, here. Hold on. Bye.